Pa, Circa and Paul of Walking on Cars. Thank you for joining us here in RedFM studios this morning.
Hey, thanks for having us.
You guys are looking refreshed and relaxed. You've got sun on your faces. How has life been in the Dingle Peninsula for the last couple of months?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
I spent most of it on the beach, in the bar.
Hang on a second. Record label, no, they are writing new material.
Our writing house is next to the beach, so it's good. It's good for the brain.
Been on the road, well, not just for the last year has probably been the most intensive, I presume, but it's kind of been 4 years on the road, really. Is this the first bit of downtime?
Essentially, yeah, I suppose everything was kind of running up to the album that we brought out last year, and now we're kind of working on album 2, so yeah, basically everything that we had done up until then was like, yeah, just work, get yourself out there, and yeah, we're kind of happy.
Were your head spinning at the end of it all? Was it good to get back to mum and dad or brothers and sisters and family and friends and the community of Dingle?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. We got back at Christmas time. It was weird because we got a weekend off at the beginning of December, and that was the Other Voices weekend. So like you came home to recharge and ended up drinking for 3 days, listening to tunes.
Yeah.
And then the weekend we had off before that was the food festival, so it was the same thing, you know. It's like 2 months before that. So
this perception of Dingle as being this quiet spot.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, I've definitely heard Dingle's a spot for New Year's Eve. There's like special sort of traditions happen in Dingle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like in the top, I don't know, it's in the top 5 places in, what's that, is it TripAdvisor or something in the world for New Year's Eve.
Why? Yeah. What happens? Or do you guys, or is it one of those, oh no, it's that thing again, let's get out of town?
Yeah.
I suppose, so basically, usually there's like almost 20,000 people who come to Dingle, so there's this big parade and everyone gathers at the bridge, and it's just, everyone is in one place, you know, so it's kind of special.
Torchlit procession? Would be good if it was.
There is a procession, alright. There's a fife and drum band, a traditional fife and drum band that walk around the town, and everybody pours out of the pub that walks past, or all the pubs, and joins up, and then
joins in the procession.
They end up at the bridge, so there's like 20,000 people on a bridge. Then it's probably not made for that, but
no.
Health and safety if you're listening.
Yeah.
I think I will be there some
And there's
year.
a massive fireworks display as well. You should make it down.
Oh, big style. Because I saw an interview with you guys where someone was saying, oh, you know, you've been on blah blah blah, and the band's doing so well, and you know, it's kind of surprising that you haven't moved to like Dublin or London. And I was kind of like, I can totally understand why you'd want to get back and stay in Dingle. And I mean, that's where you wrote the first album to begin with, so. You know, you're kind of going back to where the creative juices were flowing in that sort of sense to try to create album number 2. But I'd say it's a blessed relief to get back and hang out with the people you know. And
big time, yeah. And we're normal heads there, so it's not like, I don't know.
Relatively normal.
Yeah. Fair enough, yeah. And the rent's a bit cheaper.
Amen.
Yeah.
And the views are fantastic.
Views are good,
you can't eat them though.
The food is good. And you can always call into mom, do a bit of washing. Sorted.
Where would you want to be?
Yeah.
An hour from Cork Airport, or Farm 4 if you want to get away, or whatever else, or Shannon's up the road. I think the likes of the Dublins and the Londons don't realise that it's not quite as remote and disconnected perhaps as they might think.
Yeah, no, it's great.
We have the internet.
Unbelievable. I believe that came in the last 6 months.
Dial up still though, I'd say.
They'll never get rid of that, man.
Well, because the video, I don't know, was it the ultimate video for Catch Me If You Can, the first single that began it all, but certainly there was a video that you used to promote you guys, which was a beautiful trip around Sleigh Head just outside Dingle in beautiful weather, and it's just such an amazing part of the world.
Yeah, we've kind of, I suppose, used that a lot in our videos. Most of our videos have some form of the Dingle Peninsula in it. I suppose we just kind of want to use like where we're from and let people see the beauty, and it kind of goes with our songs because they seem to be quite moody and a bit dramatic, so the scenery goes with that, I think.
Well, we're going to get you guys to do a little cover for us of the Dua Lipa track, Scared to Be Lonely, and I've heard you running through it, and it's kind of nice and moody as well.
Yeah, always moody with us.
Is it a little indication of where you guys might go musically?
Probably not.
Because again, the interview that I read, doing all my work for me, was suggesting that, you kept things relatively straight-laced in terms of the setup of the band. Everyone did their bit. But, as you've matured as a band and as people and have gone out on the road and experienced all you've experienced, you're perhaps going to open it out a little bit more in album 2 in terms of bringing in extra elements production-wise and sounds-wise and soundscapes.
I think so,
we've got a little bit more comfortable with with other songs now, and album 2 is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, big time. I'm loving synths at the moment, so I'm trying to delve into that a bit more, and it kind of creates just another element to the sound. So yeah, it's kind of exciting, exploring different things.
Cool.
Plus, for album 1, we only had a few guitars and stuff, you know. We were,
yeah,
we
I
were
can
like,
imagine.
broke.
Things have changed.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
broke kids with a couple of things, like a couple of instruments, really terrible ones in some cases, and we just made them work. Like, but now we can go on the internet and buy stupid, weird stuff and see what that's
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
I want a gold toilet. I know that's.
Yeah,
I know that's not a
yeah.
musical instrument.
Yeah.
Although,
And a lump
although-
hammer.
could be.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, things have changed for you. Is it a surprise how well you guys have done as a band? You know, do you pinch yourselves at some point, and or you know, do the head start spinning so much that you're like, whoa, okay, hang on a second, can we call a halt for a while, or you know, I don't mean to get out.
Never
of it,
really
but,
want
you know,
to
just
stop going forward. It's always, I suppose we always kind of, I won't say we knew we were going to end up in a certain place, but we always wanted to end up in a certain place. Like, it was always our goal to tour and see the world and play as many gigs as we could, essentially, to as many people as we could. So I suppose as long as we keep improving, we'll stay happy with that, I think.
and as a bunch of friends, which I presume you all were to begin with, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the band brought you together as friends, or were you friends to begin with?
No buddies anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
everybody
small
knows
town.
everybody
Yeah.
in Dingle, you
Yeah.
know, we're just, yeah. It was easy to figure out. We're like, do you know 6 people who are 5 people who play music? We're like, yeah, we're
Okay,
going
so
to
then, give me the pinch me moments then. Give me the moments where you were like, Jesus lads, what's after happening here?
Okay.
The Marquee must have been one last year a little bit.
Marquee
that
was
was
good.
Oh, that
Can
was
we,
unbelievable.
Like, even with the Cork Kerry thing, like we're in the southwest. Can we claim that as a little bit of a homecoming?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
definitely.
can, yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm half Cork. My mom's from
Yeah, yeah,
Cork,
yeah.
and I went to college here, so yeah.
I'm half Cork as well. No, but I think for me, Independence, like 2
Oh,
or
Indie,
3 years
yeah.
ago, we did this gig in the beer house, and the band before us had like, let's say, 100 people at their show or whatever, and I was like, geez, if we get 100 people now, I'd be delighted, you know. Inside in the beer house, there's loads of other bands on. We were relatively unknown, I suppose, and something went wrong, and we went on like 15 minutes late because the patch was wrong on the stage, so everything was plugged into the wrong place and nothing was coming out the right place, and it was kind of confusing. We were kind of freaking out, and so we were looking down trying to fix it, and we looked up for the gig and there was like 2,000 people there. It was the biggest shocker. I was like, "Ugh, I won't curse now, but
Where is this
yeah.
come
I was
from?
like,
kind of
Yeah.
thing?
insert expletive here.
Yeah.
I guess Independence is, you know, in up in Deer Farm, Mitchelstown, and kind of is in that perfect point of the southwest, and well, Munster in general, really. So potentially an awful lot of people from surrounding counties that are delighted that someone from their part of the world is making great music and wanted to come and check them out. It might have been an
Yeah.
element of that.
Yeah.
Also, RedFM playing your song off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Thank you. I throw that in there.
Yeah.
But so that was one pinch me moment. I know
Yeah.
you've played the 3 Arena.
Yeah.
I don't know if that come
Another
before or
one,
after
yeah.
Marquee, but was Marquee one of the big ones? Definitely.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely,
totally.
definitely,
Yeah.
Definitely the loudest crowd, I'd say.
Yeah, my mom was there, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it was so loud! Oh my gosh, I'll sit at the back next time," or something. She was taken aback by how loud it was. It was
Because
great.
that's, I guess, with the Marquee, you get to bring lots of family and friends. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the closest, biggest venue, I guess.
Yeah, well, people from home tend to go to all the gigs anyway, in the Marquee. So, like, yeah,
Yeah,
basically
it's a
all
spot
our
they're coming to anyway for gigs.
yeah, all our friends and family were there. It was pretty class. Yeah.
Definitely.
And is that a nice thing to be able to do, particularly at that point? Because you know things were really going well for you at that point, and it's
Yeah.
a chance to fill out a 5,000, you know, sell out the Marquee in Cork.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
It's
kinda-
pretty class.
Did you
And-
step out of limos and have like rose petals being thrown in front of your feet as you walked in?
No.
But did it
No,
feel
I
a
don't
little
think
bit
so.
of that? Did it feel a little bit like, wow, this is kind of,
Yeah.
this is like, you know, with a
Yeah.
headline
Yeah.
act, sold out show.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
it's pretty class. Especially along with all the other acts that played there, you know, to be on the same kind of level is humbling.
I think Biffy
Yeah.
Clyro played there like 2 nights before we played there. And
Yeah.
it was mind blowing for us. Kind
Yeah.
of, we're like, what? Yeah, I wonder if they saw our name.
They are some boys, aren't they? How, like, there's only 3 of them? 2 of them?
3 of them, yeah.
How do they make that
Ah,
sound?
it's
with
Yeah.
three?
brutal. Well, they have fellas behind the
Yeah.
stacks. That
And under the stage,
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah,
little
yeah.
instruments.
No, they have 2 or 3 other fellas on the stage, kind of hidden, but
Ah.
it's unreal.
Yeah,
What they do
it's
is
a wall.
class.
It's a wall of sound. There's
Yeah.
no question. So you're back at the Marquee for 2017.
Yeah.
So you've had all of
indeed.
these sorts of achievements, and I guess I suppose with a year of a little bit of downtime and writing and being back home, so have you cherry picked a few kind of Kilmainham.
Yeah,
You're freaked about that one, aren't you?
Yeah,
not
of
freaked,
course.
But it's kind of it's a big outdoor one, is it?
Yeah.
It's our biggest gig ever.
Ever,
So,
yeah.
So that's gonna be insane.
Should be fun.
What do you have to do? Do you have to roll out different sorts of tricks? I mean, obviously, if you play a small room, you go out with your songs and
I suppose we kind of
pyrotechnics.
the way we always do it is we
true.
always try to step it up a notch with each kind of run of shows. So that's what we've always done. So that's what we're going to do this year. So
We'll probably
Marquee
do like 2 or
and
3 weeks of rehearsal for it and kind of alter the show a bit. Maybe we've been writing a load of tunes, so we might even try and throw in a couple of songs that we're thinking of putting on album 2 and see what people think. Because like for album 1, we tested all of our songs live for maybe 2 years or a year before we even recorded them, you know. So we had a good feel for what people liked and what didn't like. So I think I'd like to try out some new stuff if that's possible. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's okay, Paul.
Approval, back approval.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Sweet.
And then there's the Marquee. Are you back in Independence?
Not
No.
this year,
So
no. So
these are your big gigs.
yeah,
We might go
Marquee's
as-
are only Cork
Are we
show.
off for Independence? We could go just for
Yeah,
crack.
we might go as punters. You never
Yeah.
know.
Sure,
But
Shane
yeah,
and the crew will
so
be delighted to host you.
yeah, so we basically only have 3
3
Irish
Irish shows. So
So
Belfast for
it's in Custom House Square,
12th of August.
12th of
Yeah.
August.
thanks guys.
Cork, 20.
Well, Cork is sold out, so we can't sell any tickets. The 26th of June.
I
there's
think
like
there
50
might be like
tickets
There's
50
like 100
tickets
tickets
or
left.
something. Yeah, there's a few. Do you know,
Might be holding a
for
few
the
back
old
or
Red FM listeners,
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
if you're snaky enough about it, you could ring up and I bet you might get a ticket if you're quick about it.
We might
yeah.
still have a few to give away.
Yeah,
There. It's
yeah.
a big tent. It's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
tent. We'll jam them in. But that's in order to leave you guys rest up and recuperate a bit and write and
Yep.
relax. And are you eager already to get back out at it, or?
Well, I kind of am.
I'm kind of nervous about it. We haven't played a gig in a while. I'd say it'll take a while to get back into it.
But I was at the Opera House last night for the gig, and you know, watching the Coronas and all the other bands, I was like, oh, I'm kind of itching to get back doing gigs again. I was like, what are they doing? How's
So I
their
can't
lives?
run up on stage
Yeah.
robbing the mic after.
Yeah.
Well, actually, do you know what might be interesting for me? Because I mightn't be aware of how big you guys have gotten outside of here. Because I know the album has sold like quite a number
Yeah.
internationally. And one thing that I'm always interested in is because there's so many Irish bands still doing the traditional band thing. Songs, guitars, relatively straightforward as to how
Yeah.
it kind of used to be.
Yeah.
And it's not like that too much anymore
No.
elsewhere, is it?
I suppose, well,
Like as a
te-
music programmer, sorry to cut across.
Yeah.
As a music programmer, I know
Yeah.
that if I didn't have Irish bands to put in the play, like there would be no
no
rock
bands.
songs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like, say you look at the top 50s these days, the only bands that you see are like Imagine Dragons
Yes.
and
Coldplay.
Coldplay and Maroon 5 and what?
Yeah, you're not gonna
21
hear-
Pilots.
And they're all pretty poppy.
Yeah.
Poppy,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and kind of almost like R&B, some of it. But I think it's just about the sounds that you use, and I don't know. Yeah, I suppose the whole band scenario isn't the way it used to be. Like I don't
think
know,
in the
5 or
UK
6
and
years
the
ago.
US it's very much kind of pop driven.
Yeah,
But then like Germany's a little bit more traditional.
So is
yeah.
that a difficult sell for you guys in a way? Or is there actually a response to that because it's kind of refreshing for people when you get out there?
Bit of both.
Yeah,
I
like
thought it was just our good looks.
They're really coming across on
Yeah.
radio. As predicted.
well, the thing is, we kind of, you know, live has always been such a big thing for us because it's kind of, I don't know, it's our comfort zone. So we try and do as many gigs as possible. And I suppose when people see us, I don't know, they kind of react a bit more. And then,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
That
so.
feeds
Yeah.
through to the
Yeah,
songs and
I
to
think
everything
so,
else.
yeah.
Because, you know, we had Coronas as our Jingle Bell Ball headliners at the Opera House a few years back, and I
Yeah.
was in the crowd amongst, 1,000 people. Irish people love to sing songs.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love a communal experience.
Yes.
They love to be,
Yeah.
and so the songs are coming out at them. They're
Yeah.
singing the songs back out. It's just this like communion of love and song and music, and so and
Yeah.
I think you guys fit into that as well. And
Yeah.
people sing your songs back at you,
yeah.
right?
Even in Germany, it's so funny. They sing back in German accents, and it's like, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. It's hilarious.
So good.
Touch racist there, but yeah, no.
Only mildly. Mild racism is still allowed for them.
Yeah.
Speeding Cars was a song that made a huge breakthrough for you guys, or but some of the band didn't want it on the album, seemingly.
Yeah.
Hey! But all of you were a little surprised at how that broke through in the way that it did. But look, that's
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
who knows.
when
If
we
you
first wrote it, it was a bit slower. It was a lot
It was
slower.
way slower.
And but I think when we record, we were made to record it because our management and the label were like, no, this is actually a fucking great tune.
We were like,
So-
they don't have a clue.
What are we even here for?
Oh no,
You
but
know?
it really came together in the
Yeah,
studio
really,
then.
and
It was
once
like,
it was
whoa.
finished, we kind of looked at each other and said, fuck, this is amazing.
Once the
Yeah.
guitars went down on it, I think I went to the shop or something. I came back like 2 hours later, and Dan had put down like 20 guitar tracks, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Can I say shit?
You can't
Probably,
exactly-
yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There's a few beats there.
But that track did do a lot for you, and you picked up an award as well that people might not be aware of. The border break
European Border Breakers Award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Dundalk. There's a border up there if you want to go break it. What did that mean? Breaking borders, like
That meant it was the most sales outside. So there's 10 bands, I think, and then those
From
bands
Europe.
were in Europe were the bands that sold the most outside of their own country, outside of their home country. So
And had the biggest
Border
success.
Breakers had the biggest success abroad.
There's
from
a list
wherever
of
they're from.
Very notable people who have
Yeah.
Yeah.
Code Line have won it. I think the Script,
Adele
Hozier,
won it.
Adele.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's all on the numbers as well. It's not so much it's a judging panel or whatever, because
It's all about ticket sales, radio play,
the combined
album
impression.
sales.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like whereas a panel could have just a bad impression of you and not vote for you or whatever on something you might have said to them over coffee some morning, you know. Whereas this was just numbers, so it worked in our favour, which was
Yeah.
great. We won
Yeah, it's
something,
great.
and we met Jules
Oh
Holland.
yeah, Jules Holland presented
Yeah.
the award. It was
What
very
Jules?
cool.
I read his book.
I was going to ask,
Yeah.
you know, you've given us a few of your pinch me moments in terms of gigs and things, and kind of like, I can't believe this is happening. But in
Yeah.
terms of people you might have met along the way, presumably Jules was
yeah,
one. I mean,
he's
Jules
probably the
Holland,
biggest
yeah,
so
it was
far.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Vincent Mamaro, I was super excited when I met him. I couldn't really talk.
Yeah.
He was just kind of looking at me thinking I was a weirdo for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't go away either, I just kind of stayed there. Yeah.
well, he was having breakfast. So.
yeah, in his gym jams. Yeah.
All right, give me a
At
few
his
kind of
house.
aims that you'd like.
Ooh,
Head,
things-
Sunday, the
How you're good at
headliners
these.
at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Aims
Our
and goals.
This is
Oh,
Pal's
no, not
thing.
aims. Is this his field? Is this
Yeah,
his
Oh,
this
yeah.
is his field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Oh, there you go. You're up. You're in.
Well, I suppose we definitely want to have a number one album in Ireland again. And we want to do it. I think we want to do it in Germany also. We got number 23 last time, and I think our name has grown quite significantly. So hopefully, number one album in Germany would be awesome.
Yeah,
And then we need to go at the UK again. Like we got Radio 2 support, which was awesome, but we need to crack Radio 1.
Best of luck with it.
That's what they all
Thank
say.
you.
Radio
Yeah.
1.
Radio 1.
Radio 1.
And we look forward to you live at the Marquee Monday, 26th of June. Red FM are proud to be
Yeah.
involved in the gig, and we will see you there on the night.
We'll see you there.
What a guys!